Hey, this is month 2 of AIM training. Happy New Year, by the way. Also, if you hear fireworks, it's because I'm recording this at the worst time possible. I'm gonna be honest with you guys and say that I didn't AIM train for a lot of this month, and this is not to make excuses, I'm just explaining why I didn't. After graduation, I just didn't feel like it, and at the holidays, didn't feel like it either. So I'm taking this into account for the next year, and I'm going to train every single day, even if it's just for 5 minutes. The footage you're seeing now is from December 2nd, because December 1st I decided not to record because I just needed a break from recording, and it proved that I had performance anxiety because I did so great that day off recording, and then the next day, December 2nd, I did horrible. At least that's how it felt. Apparently on December 2nd, I wrote in my notes that I had horrible aim and it felt really bad. But when I look back on this footage, now, I see that it wasn't that bad. I definitely was too into my thoughts and I was getting tilted by me missing a couple shots, and then it spirals into me missing more because I feel like I can't hit any. This month really taught me to just breathe and know that I'm doing better even though it doesn't feel like it on certain days. On December 3rd, I wrote that AIM labs felt bad too. Where is my aim? And I definitely was stressed out at this point. I was finishing out my internship. Stress really affects your aim and your sleep. Apparently I got really frustrated aim training this day. So this is gonna sound really silly, but I just took 5 minutes to just walk away from my computer because I was getting annoyed with myself. And I just meditated for 5 minutes. Just cleared my head, and then we went back to AIM labs and everything felt fine again. Not to the point that I was at on December 1st, but better than what I was doing. This month I've really noticed that my skill will fluctuate a lot. There will be times where I hit all of my shots on someone, and other times where my shots will not connect at all. Despite some hiccups in my aim, I felt like December 4th was a really good day for me since I got enough sleep this time. And I just felt like my aim overall was better on this day. I have a really hard time showing moments where I miss all of my shots or I make bad game decisions or bad plays. I feel like I have this persona that I have to keep up, that I'm good at everything. And that's just not realistic and not healthy. I feel like I have to be good at things right away in order to have some sort of value as a person. We are getting out of that mindset. And I'm slowly getting away from this mindset that I have to not look stupid all the time and I have to keep up this appearance that I know what I'm doing. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm still learning, and as long as I'm willing to learn, that's fine. I used to be very scared of judgment or criticism from other people on the internet, especially with so many people backseat gaming nowadays. Maybe it's because I'm getting older, but I just don't care what people have to say about me anymore. I'm learning at my own pace, and if I make mistakes, I will learn from them. It's not that big of a deal, it's just a game. There were some moments on Winter Express where I was having a bad aim day, and there would be some random people commenting, "What are you doing?" instead of focusing on their own gameplay. I just mute those people, continue on focusing on myself. It's just the casual gameplay. I've been watching a lot of Apex content creators this month, and I'm not trying to be them, but I would like to be as good as them one day. Don't know if that's too ambitious of a goal or not. Towards the middle to the end of this month, I felt that I should have been further ahead than I already was, but that's because in my own head I have this idea that I should be much further along in the skills that I'm working on, but it's only going to increase incrementally, not exponentially. And I know I'm already doing better than I was last month. I just have this expectation that it should be moving faster. In these next few clips, you'll see that I learned how to remain calm in fights toward the end of the month so that I can think clearly and have more consistency in my shooting. I used to panic a lot when we would get into any fights with other teams. That would cause me to not be able to track the target and shoot the target. There are still moments where I will panic when we start fighting, and I have to remind myself to slow down the fight in my head and breathe so that I can focus. But in comparison to month 1, I'm doing a lot better in terms of remaining calm. Another thing that I've noticed this month is that I'm a lot more comfortable in close to mid-range fighting, where previously I was more comfortable at sniping long range. And it's interesting to see how that has flipped in terms of my confidence, and I'm trying to find a middle ground between the two where I can be comfortable doing both. Which is why a lot of these clips are close to mid-range fighting, and you won't see me do any sniping really in this month. Remember when I mentioned that I had performance anxiety? Right before this recording clip, I did really well on my tracking, and then I started to record and scored a lot lower than I did. One of my goals for the next month is to just play naturally when I'm recording instead of being aware that I'm recording and then starting to perform worse. One of my bigger goals is to solo queue, maybe not in the next month because I'm not ready yet, but it doesn't seem like much because people solo queue all the time. But for me, it's a big deal because I am terrified and I feel like I'm going to weigh down the team. A lot of this series is going to help me with my own anxiety and putting myself out there for everyone to see. Special thanks to Dilan for playing this game with me all the time. I know it can be a bit much to play this often. I appreciate you. That's all I have for this month. I will see you next month. Thanks for watching.